Yes.
पंजाब केसरी नवोदय टाइम्स में आज हमारी खास मेहमान है प्रॉमिसिंग डेब्यूटेंट देवांशी सेन, जिन्होंने डिज्नी हॉटस्टार की सीरीज कर्मा कॉलिंग के साथ बड़ा ही इम्प्रेसिव डेब्यू किया है। तो इनसे ढेर सारी बातें, इनके एक्सपीरियंस और आगे के क्या प्लान्स है के बारे में करेंगे। बट सबसे पहले देवांशी, अ वार्म वार्म वेलकम टू यू ऑन आवर प्लेटफॉर्म।
Thank you so much.
And of course, a big congratulations also for your debut. Tell me, how does it feel? Have you pinched yourself? Ki abhi the series is there, it's released, people are watching it.
I think initially it didn't hit me for at least a few, like 2, 3 days. Like it didn't seem like this was a real like thing that was happening, that I'm actually on TV. Um, I think it only hit me when my friends started to send pictures of their parents and their masis and all watching it, and they're like, "Oh, my family is watching it." I'm like, "What? This is so crazy." So it definitely took some time, but yeah.
Right. So tell me, how was the friends and family को aside करते हुए, other than that, how is the response that you feel जो series को मिल रहा है, आपके character को मिल रहा है?
I think so far it's been really nice in the sense ki I think a lot of people have just been binge watching it. They're saying it's a very binge worthy type of series. And I think that's just such a compliment, because if someone's willing to sit for like 6, 7 hours and then just
Mhm.
watch our entire show, like that's just like, I think means the world as like an artist as well. And I think my character, I was really surprised. I think people are like pleasantly like happy with her, like with Mira. And I think one feedback I got from someone was that I get really excited when your character appears on screen, because she's like a breath of fresh air from all the drama and everything that's happening outside it. When Mira comes on, it's like a little break from all of that. And I didn't
Hmm.
realize that until she said it. And I'm like, Acha, oh yeah, I see it now.
And that must have felt so good ना, कि मतलब पहला ही काम आप कर रहे हो और इतने बड़े बड़े एक्टर्स के बीच में आप हो वहां पे और आपका काम
Uh,
नोटिस हो रहा है।
yeah, on is honestly just such a dream, like to just have my first project be on such a large scale and with actors like Ravina Tandon as well. It's just like unfathomable, I think.
बट ये बताओ कि हाउ डिड दिस ड्रीम कम ट्रू? हैड यू मैनिफेस्टेड समथिंग लाइक दिस? कैसे हुआ? हाउ डिड दिस रोल कम टू यू?
So I think I initially came to Bombay in March 2022, and उस time पे मैं किसी को जानती नहीं थी. I didn't know like how to even like find work as an actress, क्योंकि मैं जानती हूँ कि like so many people come like every month, every day to make this dream of being an actor a reality. So I was like, what do I do? I have no idea. So then I found this amazing woman called Panchmi Ghavri, and she's a casting director. And I went to her and I asked her, ki, can I please like intern under you for 3 months and just learn as much as possible, learn how to take auditions properly, like how everything works, how the casting system works. So I just asked her, like, I'm just here to learn. Like, can I please just stay for 3 months? And she was very lovely. She kind of mentored me through it as well. And after my 3 months at that office was over, I left. And then 1 week later, I came back to the same office to audition for this role itself. And then somehow it worked out. And I think it's like a really big case of being at the right place at the right time, because if I worked in any other casting company or casting office, this opportunity probably wouldn't have come to me, because at that time other casting offices didn't even know me.
करेक्ट।
So they weren't asking me for auditions. It was just because these people knew me that this opportunity to audition like came about. Otherwise this wouldn't have happened. So yeah, I think there's a little bit of like faith and luck is well involved in this for
करेक्ट।
sure.
सो 3 महीने की वो ट्रेनिंग कितनी काम आई? ऑडिशन कैसे होता है टू फाइनली डूइंग योर फर्स्ट ऑडिशन एंड क्रैकिंग इट?
On it is actually like two ends of the spectrum, because when I was starting it, they needed like a female actress to give cues. So auditions mein jo hota hai is that the actor comes and they do a scene, or a casting assistant bhi hota hai and they give lines. So I was that person. So I was most of the time giving lines, and in that experience now. I just met so many different actors. I was doing so many scenes also with so many different people, like from like 12 to 6 every day, just again and again and again. So I felt like that was also kind of like a training camp where I'm doing so many scenes every single day for 3 months and with different people. I think that
Hmm.
was the best part, is I could, connect with different actors and everything. So that was also like a whole learning experience as well from that.
करेक्ट सो ऑडिशन के प्रोसेस से फाइनली व्हेन द डे केम कि आपको शूटिंग पे जाना है, आपका पहला दिन है
हाँ
सेट पे, यू नो योर
हाँ
फर्स्ट एवर एक्सपीरियंस, एज यू सेड के कोई बैकग्राउंड नहीं है, कोई एक्सपीरियंस नहीं था, तो हाउ वाज इट, हाउ सररियल वाज दैट, एंड हाउ मेनी जिटर्स डिड यू हैव ऑफ नर्वसनेस?
Oh, I was so nervous. I was so excited. Like I woke up really early that day, and I'm not an early riser, but I woke up really, really early that day because I couldn't sleep at all. And I got to set the whole time. I was checking on Google Maps, like how far am I going? Like I was just tracking. I didn't want to be late. Um, I got there. I sat in like the hair and makeup room, and that was also really like interesting. I was getting into character for the first time as well, and like that was really just fun. And and then it was a little bit of a waiting game because I don't know the process. So I'm like, probably had to wait for maybe like 6 hours. And I was just being nervous for like whole 6 hours because I'm not sure when my scene is being shot yet. And during that time, so on the first day I was very scared to like go explore because I didn't know how much I'd be allowed to go and see what's happening. Like later on I would go explore all the time. I would never sit inside the vanity or anything. I would always just be running around and seeing like what are people doing sitting behind the monitor. But on the first day I was so scared. I was just sitting in that room and like मुझे पता नहीं है मैं क्या करूं, like यहाँ पे, like I was just sitting. And then my first scene itself was with Ravina. So then that's also like a thing as well. Like my very first scene I'm shooting in my life is also with her, and that whole week, first week was most of my scenes were just with her.
हाँ.
So I'm just like I was just really thrown into the deep end in that kind of way. Um, but I had a lot of fun. It was like, yeah, it was just a really fun experience as well.
करेक्ट। एक तो पहले आपका काम, इट्स योर फर्स्ट वर्क, दूसरा यू आर स्टार्टिंग इट विद डिज्नी हॉटस्टार, फिर आपके जो को एक्टर्स हैं, मतलब आप रवीना टंडन की बेटी बनी हुई है, राइट? सो इतनी सारी चीजें, और उसमें भी आपका
Hmm.
फर्स्ट डे ऑफ शूट में आपका जो सीन है, फर्स्ट शॉट एवर दैट यू हैव गिवन, वो भी रवीना के साथ है। सो वहां पर डिड शी गिव
Yeah.
यू एनी टिप्स एंड ऑल? बिकॉज आई एम श्योर ये 6 घंटे का इंतजार एंड फर्स्ट डे, तो काफी आपकी एनर्जी भी डिप हुई होगी।
On the first day, no, because it's a very short sequence. So on the first day, no. The second day, um, was when we were shooting the sequence when in the first episode only, and I'm coming into Indrani Kothari's boudoir, and I'm like, Mom, I can't believe I'm going to a Karwa Chauth party. So we're shooting that scene, and that was when I was a little nervous. And when we did like a test run, I think Ravina could tell ki my energy was low because she'd seen me do this scene a few times in the readings and in yeah, in the readings itself, and she saw I had a lot more energy then. So after the trial, she told me like, your energy is a little low. I've seen you have much more. And I'm just like, yeah. And she's like, come on, we'll do it again. We'll do it again with more energy this time. So I'm like, okay. So then I went in the corner, and then I just like took a few deep breaths. I was a little nervous as well. And then I came back, and then I gave a lot more energy the second time. And then she's like, yes, let's stay like this. We'll keep it up like this. And I'm like, okay, thank you. Like that was just like very relieving at the same time, which is good because if she didn't tell me, maybe I wouldn't have done it the way it turned out to be. So in that way, she also has an eye in that sense.
करेक्ट, करेक्ट। सो आई एम श्योर वो एक लर्निंग एक्सपीरियंस भी आपके लिए रहा होगा कि जब आप एक्सपीरियंस्ड सीजन लोगों के साथ काम करते हैं। बट टेल मी मोर अबाउट मीरा।
Mm.
हाउ डिड यू अप्रोच द कैरेक्टर, क्या उसके ट्रेट्स हैं, एंड हाउ मच आपने रिलेट किया, और कितनी चीजें बिल्कुल ही अलग हैं फ्रॉम व्हाट देवांशी इज?
Uh, so I think Mira is actually quite different to me in the sense that I think she's a lot more bold and confident than Devangshi is. So I aspire to be a little bit more like Mira at the end of the day. Um, so I think in that she's just really like unapologetically herself and just very bubbly and loud and just like she's in her own world in that sense. And when it came, I just really had to find a lot of confidence. And I think that's what Ruchi really helped me with as well. Especially because if you look at Mira's outfits as well, she's wearing छोटे छोटे कपड़े पहन के like घूम रही है. Like घर में she's wearing a swimsuit top and shorts and all in her house in front of her parents. I would never do that. Like, I wear sweaters and all. I don't even wear swimsuits in front of my family. Like I can't do that. So then now I'm expected to wear all these like because Mira wears all these fashionable small clothes, and in that itself I had to feel more comfortable in my body. And Ruchi also told me this, because Ruchi's like, Mira does not care, like she could be wearing nothing also and she's like super confident, she has no insecurities when it comes to her body and how she looks. I'm like, okay, so I have to figure that out. So I really needed to dig deep and like just let go of all my personal insecurities and really just I had to give justice to Mira because she is unapologetically confident in herself. So I really needed to find that confidence in me and then bring that out in Mira, because otherwise it would just not be honest to her character. So that was a little bit challenging for me in that side. Um and then there's a lot of scenes with um Indrani, where like Mira's very bratty and she's just like giving attitude and she's just like not having it. So that was a little bit of a challenge because that's not the relationship I have with my mother. It's very, very kind and nice. And I would never speak to my mom like this. I would never have the audacity to be like, Ma, sab kuch aapke bare mein nahi hota hai. And I would never do that as well. But that's when I think working with Ravina really helped, because she was just so Indrani, and I can just see the difference when I'm watching her do her scenes with other people, and I can see the difference when she's doing it with me, because her relationship with Mira, her daughter, is not the best. And then for some reason she gets into that, like, helicopter parent, like strict mom kind of like
Avatar.
avatar, and she just gets it. And then it was just really easy for me to be honest, because she's giving me these kind of looks, she's talking to me in a certain way. So then it just came out naturally. So to have her also just be like having your co-actor just be like so perfect as well, and a perfect fit to the character, then I don't need to necessarily try so hard to act. I just have to be honest with her, and that was actually just very rewarding. Um, and I think the similarities with me and Mira really come out with with Mira's relationship with Dash, because with Dash she's a complete lover girl, like completely sweet. She's always smiling. So whenever she's smiling, usually she's talking to Dash or she's with Dash in some way. And when she's not, she's with her parents, whole family. But but like with Dash, I think that's where a little bit of Devangshi came out as well, because I also talk to people like that. I'm also very like smiley, like more on the softer side, and that soft side to Mira really just comes out with him and only him at the end of the day. And that's my favorite part of her, I think, that lover girl side.
राइट सो दिवांशी, कितना मजा आया शूट करते वक्त, एंड कोई मेमोरेबल या फन बिहाइंड द सीन्स जो ऑफ कोर्स हम सीजन या सीरीज में नहीं देख पा रहे हैं, समथिंग दैट यू वुड लाइक टू शेयर?
Oh, honestly, I think every day on set was just the most fun. And I think that's mainly due to the fact that the cast became very, very close, in the sense that we just somehow became a family. So every time when there was lunch or dinner, all eight of us would go and squeeze into somebody's van, and we would all like somehow find space. Like we were given a lot of space to sit around, sit by ourselves, but we all refused. We're like, no, we're going to sit together. We're going to eat together. We're going to just be together the whole time. I think I had a lot of fun with Varun and Piyush, because these two boys would tease me to the max. Like they would just make so many jokes, tease me so much. There was one scene, I think it got cut, where I was wearing this big tulle skirt, which is like hot pink and very, very layered. So the whole time, Varun Piyush are just calling me a cupcake. And they're like, cupcake aa raha hai. Like, they're just calling me cupcake the whole time. And there was another time in, I think, episode 7 where I'm doing this interview. Oh, that was horrible. So they gave me this dress, and this dress is nude and sparkly, and it had these strings attached. And when we were doing the look tests, there was some really nice dress options. And then I saw this dress, and I was like, I hate it. So when the costume team, they were taking photos for this dress, I gave a very sad face when I won. Every other dress I'm posing, I'm like looking nice, and for this dress I wore it, I'm like, and I made the saddest face. And then Ruchi later asked, why is she making this face? And they said she doesn't like it. Then Ruchi's like, make her wear this only. It'll be as if her mother has forced her to wear this dress. And I'm like, I was so upset. I'm like, I thought they will see I don't like it and not force me to wear it, but the complete opposite has happened. So when we were shooting that scene as well, there's a chandelier in the house on set as well. So every time Varun would just yell at the chandelier, "Hi Meera, hi Devangshi, what's up?" And just address the chandelier the whole time. So that was really funny. And there's another thing. Namrata is scared of bugs.
Aja.
So she has a big phobia of anything flying, bugs, creeping, like everything. And whenever we do the outdoor shoots, like she would just get a little like scared because there are so many bugs and everything. And this Varun, he has captured moths in his hands and he has tried to throw them on her, and she's been yelling. And Namrata is obviously has to maintain this mystery of karma because her character is very different from who she is. So she has to maintain this level of elegance and etiquette and whatnot. And then comes Varun, who's just throwing bugs at her all the time. And once we were in the vanity about to eat, and once he threw a bug at me as well. And I was wearing this very long lehenga. I slipped and I fell like in the van because of this. So a lot of these like very random pranks have been happening. So it was a really good time.
Right. And ये आपका पहला experience था, and you're all smiles and you're laughing about it. So I'm sure ये बड़ा ही special और memorable रहेगा. But now that debut हो गया देवांशी और लोग उसको पसंद भी कर रहे हैं, लोग सीरीज भी देख रहे हैं, आपका काम भी नोटिस कर रहे हैं. Now comes one more struggle जो एक एक्टर की होती है, to find regular work या फिर to find good connections. As you said, आप industry में नए हो, so called outsider हो with no internal connections. Do you see this as a hurdle, or you are so confident in what you want to do कि हो जाएगा?
I think definitely a mix of both, in the sense ki I know I have a lot of confidence in my potential and my potential to grow. Because I know the work I've done in KarmaCalling will be the worst work I've done in my life. Like I know from here onwards, it's just gonna get better. And since then, I've also taken more acting workshops and everything because I just want to stay on it for the next opportunity as well. And I am currently working on another series as well, but I'm not allowed to talk about it. But I'm dancing in it as well, and that's a big passion of mine. So I'm very excited to show another side, another talent of mine as well. And I think at the end of the day, there's just so much talent here in Bombay and the rest of India as well. And I really was aware about this when I was working in casting itself. When I auditioned so many talented actors and talented actresses, and I'm just like, how are these people not famous? Because they were actually just really, really good and really convincing. And I think one beautiful thing about OTT itself is that it does give a lot more opportunities to people.
Right.
And also that I think they play with the type of characters and the type of people a lot more than I think in traditional films. And especially shows and everything that have ensemble cast where they show a very diverse range of people and a diverse range of characters. So I definitely think there is something for everyone, but the struggle is to find where it is. Like
Correct.
something could be absolutely written for you, it describes you, like you can be the vision that the director has in their head, but that's connecting you to him, that is always a bit of a struggle. Because same like these casting offices as well, how can they go through like thousands, like 5,000, 10,000 people? Like they also have time crunches as well, like we want to see this many people by this time, we need to lock someone by this deadline. And then when you're working with deadlines, like how many people can you necessarily reach out to? And then you have
Right.
to filter through good actors, bad actors, does the look match, does this not match? So there's all of these like mini hurdles itself. And I think the real struggle is how do you get to the director? And in that process, I think it's always a long shot. And you just really like for any actors, I think they just have to be incredibly proactive, like make themselves as annoyingly visible to as many people who can give you this opportunity as possible. Because if someone knows your face and they know you're good, they will remember you, but
Right.
make sure they know you in that sense. So I think if people figure that out and how to be noticed, then it'll be a little easier.
So we really hope that app figure out kar le how to be noticed and you keep getting a lot of work and you
You-
find and this debut may just be the beginning of something really, very, very good and sustainable for you in the entertainment industry. And on that note, wishing you all the luck for all the work that you do in future. And thank you so much for your time for this interview.
Thank you so much for chatting with me. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.